Hey guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel if this is your first time here. Today I have an exciting video for you. It's going to be my VHS collection. You can see it behind me there and behind me on this shelf here. This is my whole VHS collection right here behind me. Well, except for my Disney VHS collection. That's its own thing because that that they literally have so much VHS of, all their movies and stuff like that. It's such a huge collection of mine that I made it its own collection. So that's going to be shown in a different video. Whenever I do like my Disney collection, I'm going to show, all my VHS and Blu-rays and DVDs along with all my Disney merch in that video. So stay tuned. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be up, but probably sometime soon. But yeah, other than that, my whole VHS collection is right here behind me. So yeah, I'm excited to show you guys my collection. And I wanted to make this collection my first collection video on the channel because VHS is definitely something that I don't feel like gets talked about as much anymore. I know that people still collect them, but I feel like I don't see as much, like in-depth videos, like people going over their collections, talking about some of their favorites and stuff like that. That's what I'm gonna do in this video. I'm gonna like pan over my collection, and then when I see a title that I want to like talk about or that's like nostalgic to me, then I'll talk about it. And so yeah, that's basically what today's video is going to be. So let's get started. So I guess actually I'll start off by showing you guys some of the movie and TV show merch that I have sitting along with my VHS collection on these shelves. Starting off with these Blue's Clues and Magenta from Blue's Clues plushies. I love Blue's Clues so much when I was a kid, so this makes me like really nostalgic. And also two little figurines I have in front of them. That's I think that's a 2005 or 2006 figure of Blue from Blue's Clues. And then this one I think is a more modern one of Magenta. I think it's from Blue's Clues and You, but it's like really cute, and it like made me like nostalgic still, so I wanted it. And then I also have this Magenta from Blue's Clues and You candy dispenser thingy. Again, I thought it was cute and still made me feel like nostalgic when I saw it, so I ended up picking it up. And then I have this pack of Sesame Street trading cards that's vintage, I think from like, I don't know, like the 70s or 80s, I'm guessing, just by the design. And yeah, so that's it for this shelf. Moving on to this shelf, I have my two Grease Funko Pops, Danny and Sandy. Yeah, the boxes are a little sun faded, but the figures themselves are like in still like pretty good condition to me for being like, I've had them since like they came out, so like 6 or 7 years ago, I think. And then I also have my Jurassic Park VHS Christmas ornament thingy. And then right next to it I have a Funko Pop of Laura Dern from I think it's not the newest Jurassic World that just came out, but the one before. So the one, I forget which one it's called, but the one that came out in like 2022, I think. Yeah, that's the one that this pop figure specifically is from. I had like such a huge crush on her when that movie came out, so that's why I had to get this Funko Pop of her. And yeah, and then moving on to this shelf, I don't have much down here. I do have this Hollywood sign that I absolutely had to get when I saw it. I mean, how could I not? It's literally like, it says like all the movie genres, and yeah, it just looks really nice. I really needed to get it. And then over here, I have my Reagan from The Exorcist figurine. I think she looks so cool. I remember I just absolutely had to get her when I saw her. And then I have this Billy the Puppet from the Saw movies plush. And yeah, I just thought he was really cool too when I saw him. Alright, so moving on to the actual VHS collection itself, starting on this first shelf, you'll notice I have my VHS tapes separated by genres. So about this half of this shelf right up to here is what I call the family movies or kids movies. And then starting from down there, that's my Christmas collection. And then down here you'll notice, like I have a couple more Christmas, and then it starts like a whole new like selection. Like like, these are my slipcover, like, kids and family movies down here, and you'll notice that goes on for, like, the entire collection. But yeah, let's get started. So, Elmore and Grouchland, this was, my sister and I, we loved this movie so much when we were kids. All Dogs Go to Heaven, this is one that I actually just watched recently, within the last couple of years. Annie, The Cat in the Hat, another one my sister and I loved when we were kids was The Cat in the Hat. Elmo Palooza, Follow That Bird, Spy Kids. I think I watched this one once, and then I never saw the second or third one, but I definitely saw the fourth one. But yeah, and I also love the other movie that this director made, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Oh my god, if I could ever find that on VHS, I would literally like pass out, because that's literally like one of my favorites from my childhood. And then we have the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I actually prefer the 2005 remake by Tim Burton. That's another one of my movies from my childhood that I absolutely love. But I mean, this one's alright too, so I decided to, like, pick it up. Then obviously we have The Wizard of Oz, and then starting the Christmas Clamshell collection on All Dogs Christmas Carol. I believe the 1951 Christmas Carol movie Colorized. Elmo's World, Happy Holidays. Oh my gosh, I loved this when I was a kid. I watched this so much, even when it wasn't Christmas time. The original How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 30-minute like TV movie. I like this. I've been watching it like more recently, like the last few years around Christmas time. And then the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas, another one from my childhood that I absolutely love. And It's a Wonderful Life. That's another one I just recently watched for the first time within the last few years. Then on to the second shelf. We start off by finishing the Christmas Clamshell collection. Jack Frost, not the horror one, but I would love to have that one too on a VHS. And then Jingle All the Way, A Miracle on 34th Street, the original one. Pretty sure this one's in black and white. And then starting the kids and family movie slipcover VHS collection, we have The Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley, Beethoven. That's another one that my sister and we loved when we were kids. The Berenstain Bears, another show that I loved as a kid. And my one and only Blue's Clues VHS tape, Shapes and Colors. My sister never really, I don't think she really watched Blue's Clues because she was born in 2004, but I did. I was, born when, it was still a popular show, and so I loved Blue's Clues when I was a kid. So, yeah, I had to have that one when I went on VHS, and I really hope I find more on VHS soon, because I never find Blue's Clues VHS tapes anywhere. If I did, I'd have a lot more, but yeah, this is the only one I found so far. And then I have Breakfast at Tiffany's, Charlotte's Web, another one that my sister and we loved when we were kids, and I still love the soundtrack to this day. I listen to it on my phone to this day in my car sometimes. And then we have my two Dora the Explorer VHS tapes, Big Sister Dora and We're a Team. I don't think I ever watched either of these tapes when I was a kid, but I loved Dora when I was a kid. I had other Dora VHS tapes, so even though I didn't have these two, they still make me really nostalgic when I see them, so I had to pick them up. Elmo's World, Babies, Dogs, and More. I also loved Elmo's World when I was a kid, and yeah, I think I might have had this one on DVD or something when I was a kid. I think I remember watching it, but I'm not completely sure. I could have, just watched it at someone else's house or something. But yeah, I definitely have to. I also pick up any Sesame Street VHS tapes whenever I see them. I have a couple of them, so I find them sometimes, but not all the time. But yeah, sometimes I find them, and whenever I do, I always pick them up. E.T., Grease, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Flintstones. Good Boy. I've only seen this movie a few times in my life, maybe 3 or 4 times. But I'm still like a bit nostalgic for this movie because my grandparents they had a cottage. It was, you know, like we called it our family cottage, but you know, like it was like their cottage, like they bought it and paid for it and everything. But yeah, this we had this on DVD, I think, at the cottage, and I never really watched it, but I always saw it, like either like sitting on the counter or sitting on the living room table. So even though I've like only seen this movie a few times in my life, I'm still like a bit nostalgic for it because of the cover. Like I remember seeing this cover like so much as a kid. So yeah, I absolutely had to pick that up when I saw it. There we go. Sorry, it's a bit of a struggle to get these back in their place after I take them out. And then we have Happy Healthy Monsters, another Sesame Street title. The first two Harry Potter movies. I'm not like a huge Harry Potter fan. I've seen the first like 4 and I thought they were like okay, so that's why I even have these two. Yeah, and then we have Jurassic Park on VHS, kids' favorite songs on VHS. Then moving on to the last shelf down here, we finish off my family and kids collection, and then it's like a couple like comedy movies I have, and then start my horror collection. And so yeah, let's start here. Little People, Volume 1. I never watched, I don't think I ever watched any of the Little People, like, movies or shows, but I had a lot of Little People toys when I was a kid, so that still makes me, like, feeling nostalgic, so I had to have it. And The Littlest Rebel, a Shirley Temple movie. I have this one and another one that you'll see here in a second. And then I have On Top of the World, Canada. This, I know it's not really like a movie, but I had to have it since I live in Canada, and I didn't really know where else to put it, so I just kind of threw it in this selection. I mean, in this space. And then Sabrina, Scooby-Doo, another one. Me and my sister, we loved when we were kids. Sesame Street's 25th birthday, a musical celebration. Shark Tale, another movie my sister and I really liked when we were kids. Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, obviously my sister and I loved these as kids as well. Sesame Street, Sing, Hoot and Howl. The other Shirley Temple movie I was mentioned a second ago, Susanna of the Mounties. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I originally was debating putting this one in my Disney collection just because, you know, it's, you know, like known now for being a Disney movie because, you know, like Touchstone was like owned by Disney, but I decided it's gonna go in this collection because it doesn't have the Disney label on it, and I was just like, if I put this in my collection, I'm gonna start putting other Touchstone movies in my collection, and it's like I would start putting like 20th Century Fox movies in my collection because that's owned by Disney now. It literally would just be like a never-ending thing, so I just decided to keep my Disney movies as movies with the Disney logo on them. And then a couple little comedy movies, Road Trip and There's Something About Mary, and I just decided to throw some Like It Hot in here just because, again, I wasn't really sure where else to put it in my collection. I just kind of threw it in there. And then starting off my horror VHS collection, we have The Addams Family. That's another one I just like watched that for the first time within the last like 5 years. Same with Addams Family Values, but I really like them now that I watched them. I wish I watched them when I was a kid. Like, kid me would have loved those movies. And then we have Carrie and Children of the Corn. Actually, my first 2 VHS tapes I ever got were these 2 movies. I got them at the same Value Village location on the same day. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah. And then Devil's Advocate, Double Jeopardy, which is not really a horror movie. It's really more of a thriller, but I just decided to throw it in there. Just because, you know, like horror and thriller, they really like kind of match sometimes, you know. And then From Dusk Till Dawn and Fear.com. And then continuing along this wall here, I'm definitely gonna have to find like another place to start storing my VHS collection, because as you can see here, I am definitely running out of room. But we have Hannibal, The Haunting, and In Dreams. We have Jaws, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I originally watched this on DVD back like 5 or 6 years ago, because Helena Bonham Carter is in it, and I had a huge crush on her at that time. So that's why I I didn't like buy this, because it's like it's a VHS tape, I can't watch it. But that was like the original reason that I bought the DVD I had of it, was to watch it because she was in it. So yeah. And then Misery, My Bloody Valentine, which I really lucked out with this one. I found this one sitting on a shelf at Telly's Thrift, and oh my gosh, literally like this tape goes for like up to like a couple $100s on eBay. I'm not kidding. So yeah, I'm really happy that I found that. I really lucked out with that one. And then the others, Pet Sematary, Pulp Fiction, which again, not like horror, but it's definitely a thriller, so I just decided to throw it in there. Queen of the Damned, The Ring, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Scream, Silence of the Lambs, Signs, Species 2, The Sixth Sense, Terrifier 3. My bestie got me this for my birthday this year, and I remember when they announced it back in like January, I was like so happy and like so shocked, honestly, that they were releasing a modern movie on VHS tape. Like, what? But yeah, I couldn't find it like anywhere here in Canada, and my bestie, he came to visit me this past summer, and he got it for me for my birthday. And thank you so much, Betsy. I love it so much. I know you're gonna be watching this. And then 13 Ghosts, Twister, Urban Legend, Watcher in the Woods. That's another like thing, like that's technically a Disney movie. Like, it was released under another label that Disney had at the time. So that's another thing. I was like, if I start putting, like Touchstone Pictures, VHS tapes in that collection, I would start putting, like movies like that in my Disney collection, which it doesn't have the Disney label on it, so this doesn't really make any sense for me to put it in that collection. And then we have Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and then that's the end of my horror VHS tapes. And now onto my Christmas Christmas movie slipcover VHS tapes. All I Want for Christmas, A Bing Crosby Christmas, A Christmas Carol, the original one, I think. Yeah, that one's from 1938, I think, or 1937, something like that. That's like the original A Christmas Carol movie. Then we have the 1951 A Christmas Carol. This one is in black and white, I believe. This one's from the 80s, I think 1984. And then my two VHS tapes of A Christmas Story. I already had this one. I already had this one before I found this one, but I absolutely had to get this one as well for the original VHS art. And then National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Frosty the Snowman, Holiday Inn, Home Alone, and Home Alone 2. Two more movies that I just recently started watching around Christmas time in the last like couple of years, that I absolutely know I would have loved them if I was a kid. Like, oh my gosh, I literally regret not watching them as a kid, because they're just like so good and such classics. But yeah, at least I've watched them now, and I know how good they are, and I will literally watch them for every other Christmas during my life. And then the slipcover VHS for the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas, again the 30-minute like animated TV movie. And then Little Drummer Boy, the remake of Miracle on 34th Street. I also watched that one last year for the first time ever. I'd seen the original like a few years before, but like I just recently watched the remake for the first time last year, and I thought it was pretty good, like almost as good as the original. And then Night Before Christmas, Red Skeleton's Christmas Dinner, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Sorry guys, my phone ran out of space, so I had to delete some stuff, but anyway, it's finishing the last part of this collection. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Santa Claus the Movie, White Christmas, and then my last four are like, I don't know really how to describe these genres, but they're Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, and then my 2 VHS tapes of Titanic, the full screen and widescreen versions. I had to have both in my collection.